Hey there! Did you know that our planet might have hidden continents we don't know about? Imagine a land as big as the US, lost for millions of years. Stick around to find out how this mystery shapes our world's future and what secrets it holds. Did you know that Earth might have more than just the 7 continents we usually think of? A huge landmass, as big as the entire United States, vanished over 100 million years ago. Scientists have been hunting for clues to find out what happened to it and what secrets it might hold. A long time ago, all the continents were joined together in a giant supercontinent called Pangaea. It looked like a giant letter C and was surrounded by a huge ocean. But as time went on, Pangaea started to break apart. Scientists found that a piece of Pangaea, which they call Argo Land, mysteriously vanished. This land was huge, but now, it seems like it was just swallowed up by the ocean. Some experts thought it sank, but new research shows a different story. It turns out, Argo Land didn't just disappear. It broke into smaller pieces, called microcontinents, which then drifted to Southeast Asia. These tiny chunks of Argo Land are now buried under the lush jungles of Myanmar and Indonesia. If you look at a world map and cut out the continents, you'll see that they fit together like a puzzle. South America, for example, fits perfectly next to Africa. This puzzle helps us understand how continents have moved around and changed shape over millions of years. So, what might our world look like in the future? Scientists have some cool ideas. One theory is that the continents will come back together again to form a new supercontinent, which they're calling Arid. This would be a massive landmass with Australia and the Americas at its center. There are other possibilities too. One idea is called Pangaea Proxima, where the Atlantic Ocean closes and the Pacific Ocean opens up. Another is Pangaea Ultima, where the Atlantic Ocean slows down and new land forms on the east coast of the Americas. In about 250 million years, the Earth might be very different. Some areas could become super hot deserts, while others might turn into steamy, tropical zones. It might not be a fun place to live, but understanding these changes helps us prepare for the future. Using digital models and simulations, scientists can test ideas about how these future supercontinents might affect tides, climate, and even space travel. It's like a giant experiment to understand not just our planet, but also other planets out there. But before we wrap up, let's explore some strange stories about parallel worlds and mysterious disappearances. For instance, there's a story from 1851 about a man from a non-existent country who suddenly vanished, leaving people wondering if he came from another world. Or how about the story of a mysterious car that vanished in 1969? Or the case of a group of friends who drove into a bizarre landscape and encountered strange vehicles before returning to their normal world? These legends make us question what we know about reality. Finally, let's look at a recent discovery. Scientists have found a new layer inside Earth's core, deeper than we ever thought. This hidden layer helps us understand more about our planet's magnetic field, which protects us from the sun's harmful rays. So, whether it's finding lost continents, predicting our planet's future, or exploring mysterious stories, there's always something new to discover about our world. If you enjoyed this adventure, make sure to like and subscribe for more amazing discoveries. Earth has a special shield that protects us from the sun's charged particles. This shield is called the magnetosphere, and it's like a big invisible bubble that keeps us safe. Here's something really cool. Scientists found out in the 1960s that Earth has a regular heartbeat. Every 26 seconds, the ground actually pulses. It's like a giant, slow-motion drumbeat, but we don't feel it. Some scientists think this pulse might be caused by giant waves hitting the ocean floor, or maybe it's because of a volcano. Pretty amazing, right? Now, let's talk about how Earth moves. Even when we feel like we're standing still, we're actually moving super fast. At the equator, you're spinning around the Earth at over 1,000 miles per hour. Imagine a spinning basketball. Points on the edge move faster than points near your finger. That's like Earth. Earth is also great at recycling. The rocks you see around you are constantly changing. They get turned into different types of rocks through processes like volcanoes, earthquakes, and erosion. This rock cycle happens over and over again, making sure our planet keeps changing. Ever heard of Earth's secret life? Scientists have explored only 5% of the ocean so far. There are tiny microorganisms living deep under the ocean floor, some as far down as 1.5 miles. They grow so slowly that cell division happens every 10 to 1,000 years. Did you know Earth's axis, its imaginary line that it spins around, shifts a bit? This happens because of moving water on Earth, like in oceans and lakes. Also, even the biggest earthquakes on one side of Earth can't be felt on the opposite side, although some people thought they felt an earthquake from far away in 2013. The biggest earthquake ever recorded happened in Chile in 1960. It was so massive it stretched over 600 miles. But earthquakes can't get any bigger than that because they depend on the length of the fault where they occur. A magnitude 10 earthquake would need a fault that wraps around most of the planet. Now, let's dive into the Earth's temperature. One side of Earth, the Pacific Hemisphere, is cooling down faster than the African Hemisphere. This happens because land heats up and cools down differently than the ocean. Clouds are super important too. They help regulate Earth's temperature. If you took all the water droplets from clouds and spread them out, they'd only make a layer as thin as a human hair. But that little bit of water is crucial for keeping our climate stable. Astronomers found a planet called UCF 1.01, which is about 33 light-years away. It's incredibly hot, with temperatures reaching up to 1,000 degrees. Imagine if Earth once looked like that, covered in magma and boiling hot. Scientists think humans might adapt by living underground, turning into mole people over time. Underground life would be very different. There would be no sunsets or sunbathing. People would need to build huge underground cities with greenhouses and artificial lights to grow plants and get vitamin D. They'd eat lots of eggs, cheese, and fish to stay healthy. The Earth's inner layers are fascinating. The core is solid iron, surrounded by a liquid layer of nickel and iron. The mantle, which is hot rock that flows slowly, would provide geothermal energy. Underground cities would likely stay closer to the surface because it's too hot further down. Imagine drilling a hole all the way through Earth, 8,000 miles of molten rock and extreme temperatures. If you fell into such a hole, it would take just 42 minutes to reach the other side. But in reality, you'd probably never make it all the way through due to the Coriolis effect, which makes you move faster than the walls of the hole. If you could dig through Earth's poles, you'd see amazing sights like underground animal tunnels and giant earthworms. Imagine Earth started spinning faster. At first, you wouldn't notice much. But as the days got shorter, our planet would change in some pretty wild ways. If Earth picked up speed by just 1 mile per hour, our days would be a bit shorter, by about a minute and a half. But as the spin gets faster, things get crazier. At 150 feet per second, days would be only 22 hours long. Businesses, schools, and even your daily routines would need to adjust to this new, faster Earth. Clocks would change, and we'd have to figure out new ways to tell time. Faster spinning means crazier weather. More storms, stronger winds, and lots of rain. Animals would be confused, and floods would become common. Imagine the Amazon and small islands getting swallowed by water. Plants and animals would struggle to survive. You'd weigh a little less at the equator because of the faster spin. But that wouldn't be much of a comfort with all the crazy weather and natural disasters. If Earth spun really fast, 17,600 miles per hour, everything would start to float. Mountains, rocks, even you would be floating in the air. It'd look like you were in space. With the Earth spinning so fast, the crust would start to tear apart, exposing hot magma. The planet would get so hot, it might even look like a red dot in space. Luckily, this is all just a wild imagination. In reality, Earth's spin is slowing down slowly, not speeding up. The moon helps keep our spin steady, so we don't have to worry about this spinning disaster. So, while spinning Earth might be a cool idea to think about, we're safe for now. And remember, our planet's natural slowdown is a good thing for us. Thanks for joining me on this incredible journey. Hit that subscribe button for more fun and fascinating facts. See you next time.